Hey guys, I'm back with another video. Today we'll be Today we'll be doing what if Naruto was a player, and if you don't know what a player is in the terms of solo leveling, it's basically just solo leveling at its finest. So I know I've been away. I've been away for a good amount of time. Okay, maybe this is not actually that weird for you guys because I just leave at months at a time. I'm sorry for that. Give me a second. Give me a second. People will just be tripping. But I do have to say something about why I left for a while. The nigga got caught. Like I'll be perfectly honest with you. I knew it was gonna come at some point, but then it just hit me spontaneously because I remember how it happened. It was like, hold up. I was recording my video, not recording my video, but I was getting ready to post. What if Naruto had a secret gear, right? I was getting ready to post that, and then out of the blue, I realized my thumbnail didn't come up, and I was like checking it. Why didn't my thumbnail come up? Literally, I've been here trying to get this thing for hours. Right? And then I finally decided to go check my email because I don't really check my email. I check my email about once every 5 months, and I did this. And what I did, big and bold, YouTube just like warning, and I was like, I'm really getting warned right now. But even though that happened, it's not gonna keep me down, and I'm not really afraid of it because, again, I don't get paid to do none of this shit. Like, I'm doing this out of my kindness of soul, right? The kindness of soul that I am. I just say whatever. I will make this video, and I not necessarily, but I will think to the guidelines. That's why I kept a low profile for a bit. But I'm back. I'm ready. And I'm doing something new. I just want to make sure that you do know that I'm doing something new. I want to know how you think of it because you can already see these two girls. You know who they are. They're pretty well known. I'm trying something with bringing in characters from other anime into Naruto instead of me putting Naruto in another anime. I just want to see how it would go and if you guys would like it or not. To see the horizon expand a little more, and I just not be focused on just Naruto and the other Naruto characters. To see if we can have some diversity. So, in saying that, let's get into the video. So, we start with Naruto in his bed, just sleeping, until a notification comes up in his face, and it tells him, you have reached the limit where you can access quests. And Naruto really doesn't understand what quests is. He knows what gates are, and because he goes on them any once in a while, and he does know that his job quest is coming up soon. Is the only quest he does know about, but all the rest he only thought there was one quest in the entire game, in the entire program or whatever. So he clicks on it, and the first quest is to travel to an unknown world and collect two souls of a girl in particular. And Naruto accepts the quest. Then Naruto prepares, gets some stuff on, gets a black shirt, black shorts, and heads out the door. He has the gate key, he puts it in the air, and a portal appears. He goes through it. He steps in the portal, looking around, and it's similar to Earth, that's the Earth that he knows, but it's also very different because the Earth, it just feels less lively. It just feels fake, if you can say so. Until he looks around and he sees this girl with red skin and hold on. with red skin, right? And weird colored eyes. He walks up to her and answers her name because Naruto has a person he's looking for. And she says it's 02. Naruto says that you're the person I'm looking for. And he grabs her hand and pulls her up. And he introduces himself. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. And she says hi. But she's really weirded out because Naruto doesn't look at her like she's some freak, which everyone did to her. Even when her darling saw her true form, he looked in her with disgust. Naruto said, I come to take you away from here, from all of this. And she cries a little bit. She sees it as someone finally wanting her. Not the her that she puts in an image of herself, but the real true her. And she cries and hugs Naruto, with her nails kind of cutting into Naruto, but Naruto doesn't really care. And he says, but you're not the first stop. I need to do other quests, and I'm going to let you tag on. She says okay, and Naruto and her disappear somewhere else. We see a now barren land with flaming buildings and mass destruction everywhere. Naruto appears far away from that to a valley full of grass with one headstone that reads the words Yurichi Tsuchiku. Naruto walks up and takes out the orb, and this a blue orb comes from the ground and flows into the orb. Naruto then disappears. Naruto and 02 then disappear again and appear somewhere else, where we see this monster-like being fading from existence, and we see a big guy and a white-haired boy leaving, and there's the man that's disintegrating, and then there's a black and blue-haired boy sitting off to the right. Naruto walks over to the guy that is fading, and he takes out the same orb, and his soul goes into it, and does the same for the other boy, then disappears again. He appears in another room with the other man that is disintegrating, but he's more like melting than disintegrating, and he takes out an orb, and his soul comes from his body before he eventually melts into nothing, and he sees a girl and a boy on the ground near death. Naruto takes out the orb, and their two souls come into the orb again. Naruto disappears again. He appears near to a very good-looking mansion, and big in itself. He takes an orb, but it's different and it's bigger, and the orb when he sticks the orbs in front, the house disappears, along with the things inside of it, leaving 4 people outside. And Naruto takes the orb and sucks up their souls too. Naruto disappears again to a point, and he goes to 2 people that also disintegrating again. This person having black and white hair, the other one having green and black hair. Naruto takes out the orb again, and the souls go into it. Naruto disappears, and he disappears from there completely. We see Naruto in another land, but this land is way more barren and destruction until it changes. It goes into the sky becomes reminiscent of the night, and there's a glowing tree with multiple branches. And we now see Naruto staring at a girl with her hair covering her eyes, and this girl is Yumi, her foot. Naruto takes the orb and she disappears. Naruto disappears again and lands in front of a girl near death, takes her orb and puts her soul inside of it. So as another girl that was next to her that had yellow hair or golden or whatever, and puts her soul into the orb also. Disappears again. This seemed two people that had black and brown hair, and another person that had black and yellow hair. Then he disappeared again and appeared with the person that had yellow hair and had a kind of cute look to it. Naruto disappears again, but this time he goes back to his original world. Also taking out Zero to his soul because he needed it. Naruto appears back into the Naruto universe, or his universe, and it says quest completed and new mission. Go to the Orochimaru hideout, or hidden hideout. Naruto gets a map and he walks towards somewhere in the alley of the village, where he presses a brick in the wall, a loose brick, and a door opens and he goes through it. He walks down the stairs leading through many hallways and pathways, where we see Naruto just there, observing. You see pods of people, but the people are already skeletons. Naruto takes out the people and takes the skeletons inside of the pods, and then he opens his inventory, and it has something called Zetsu bodies. He doesn't know what these are, or does he really want to question it? But he takes out the orbs and he orbs it placed into these people, the people that inhabit his soul. Also, I need to make a correction. I also meant to talk about a white-haired person with three other girls. I think you already know who this person is. It's Tengen, Uzui. We all know them, and his other wives. I forgot to mention those people. I'm sorry. So Naruto breaks the aura and the souls flow in to the Zetsu bodies, and he puts the Zetsu bodies in, and he goes off. Now let's cut to the perspective of other people. We see Ryuichi Tsuchikuni wake up. He's looking around. He's in a pod of some sort. Or he doesn't know what a pod is. He believes he's in a see-through glass, something like that. But the apparatus around his mouth that allows him to breathe. He looks around until he sees his reflection in the glass. He's a kid again. He doesn't understand what is happening, but he feels in due time it will be explained. We also switch over to another person's perspective. Kokushibo Tsuchikuni, Yuichi's brother. Kokushibo looks around, same as his brother, finds out that he's in his smaller body, and is weirded out, but has the same hypothesis as his brother. Which we switch over to another person. Yutaru. Yutaru also just looks dramatically different from how he used to look. He has normalish teeth, now has double bangs, with the edges of his hair being green. He looks considerably good looking. Now there's his sister, which he instantly looks for, not really caring for his looks, but looking for his sister, where he sees Daki. Daki now has her original white hair and blue eyes, and looks beautiful as she always is. He smiles, and we switch to Daki's perspective. Daki looks around, remembering her death, but she doesn't really care about all of that. She cares to find her brother. And when she looks around, she finds him in a pod just like hers. She's confused, but she believes that if she waits a little bit, something might happen. Now see a girl with black hair and black eyes, with the black hair going to her shoulder, and she's looking around, noticing that she's naked, but doesn't really care all that much. Just looking around with this impassive look. So as her cousin around the room, passive, not really answering questions, just trying to figure out what happens and if she does need to fight her way out. Hanji is just different. Hanji is excited to see this new type of technology that she's never seen before, so she's really excited to know what's going on. So that's why she's particularly waiting, not because she believes she could get out, it's that she's in type of technology she doesn't understand. And we go over to 02. 02 also kind of know what's going on, but kind of doesn't at the same time. She remembers being with Naruto until Naruto just took to the orb and took her soul, and she doesn't know where she is now. Now another girl with yellow hair, also looking conservatively like the other one, which is Mikasa, and she opens her eyes and finds some of her teammates, but not all of them. She looks around and she sees Mikasa, Levi, and Hanji. So she believes, since they're waiting, she believes that she should wait and see what's going on. Such as Erwin, but Erwin's kind of looks a little different. He has a similar haircut to Levi, but he also obviously has yellow hair, but also he has black hair under that. So yeah. And we skip to Tengen and his wives and the three people, Kanae, Inosuke, and the three people that's always around Tanjiro. I cannot remember their names. I doubt you remember their names, so don't come at me, bruh. Fuck off. Anyways, Naruto finally comes back, but in tow with the old man that looks shocked at seeing them. Then we see a slight breath of regret and then anger. He can't believe that his student would do such a thing. So let's explain what Naruto did. So Naruto basically put them in the pod so it would look like Orochimaru was experimenting on kids, because now they're all in kid forms, not their original adult selves. Except Munchiro, because he was already kind of a kid at the time. So yeah, and the other three little girls, also kind of kids at the time. Also Kanae, Inosuke, kind of kids at the time. So they're considerably younger, where they're around Naruto's age, which is around 6 or 7 or 8 years old. Don't keep that in mind because it's not accurate description. I'm just saying age approximately. So Naruto manipulated the Third Hokage into thinking that his past student, and the reason he's able to get away with this is because it's something that would happen. Like, it's something that Orochimaru would do. It wouldn't be. So the Third Hokage does find some papers on a desk, and let's get back into the video. So the Third Hokage goes over to the desk with papers and starts reading them. First file, Inosuke Hashibita. Inosuke is a descendant of the Inozuka clan that I enhanced, where he doesn't need to have the dog to use his technique. He's not in Inozuka, but he has the Inozuka's abilities, but doesn't need the dog. And then there's Michikatsu and Yurichi. Michikatsu is Tokushibo, and Yurichi's Yurichi. Yurichi's powers are way ahead of Kokushibo's and most people in the room. Naruto, he looks over and he sees that when Yurichi swings his sword, a flame is emitted. But it's not really a flame. It's the sun's fire. The fire of the sun. The more and more Yurichi uses his breath styles, the hotter and hotter the flames will get. It will then reach its climax through the heat of the sun. And that's why I call it sun breathing. Yurichi is something different. He is the void of it all. Any attack that comes towards him, it will absorb the attack and use that attack to reflect it onto the blaze that he emits. He's like the reflection of the moon type thing, but he does know that Yuichi's power, Yuichi's sun breathing counteracts the moon. His Kokushibo's moon breathing. It goes off to Shinobu Kocho. Kocho has ice release. She is a descendant of the Yuki clan and has medical expertise built into her. Then there is Mikasa and Levi Ackerman. They are specimens. They were once folklores of titans or giants. They have the strength of giants built into their small bodies, and through their ancestors that fought, they now have their abilities and techniques. Or not techniques, but you get what I'm saying. Their taijutsu powers. Them being weirdly in tune with everything. Having a level head at all times, not really breaking down. They're basically the perfect soldiers. Then there's Kanae. Kanae has flower breathing. Flower breathing is like the medical ninjutsu that Kabuto uses. So it's these small sakura petals that when it hits the body, cuts off the ligament. So if you try to move your right hand, you move your left hand. You know, capiche? Then there's Aya. He's very proficient in medical ninjutsu, almost to a fault, but that's nothing really special about her. Then there's the other three siblings, which also shares her ability in medical ninjutsu. I created them so they could heal me when time came. Then there's Daki and Gyutaro, both siblings. Daki and Gyutaro. Daki is a member of the Kitsuri, is a descendant of the Kitsurigan clan. He doesn't particularly have the Kitsurigan, but he does have their manipulation of the blood. Where Daki is a descendant of the Uzumaki clan, being able to control fabric from her back, much like the Uzumaki clan uses theirs. Store people inside of this fabric, and fabric can be as hard and sharp as steel swords or katanas. Maybe even able to cut true katanas. Then there's Uzui Tengen. Uzui is the first iteration of his sound ninjutsus. First iteration of his sound ninjutsus, and his powers entail of when he keeps clashing with you, there will be a sonic frequency that only the person that he's fighting can hear, where they will start bleeding from the ears when it gets way too loud, so it distracts him. He can also build up kinetic energy through sounds and blast it towards you. So the more you fight with him, the more dangerous he gets. So is Yurichi, by the way. Then there's Munchuro Togito. Togito is a cousin of both Yurichi and Kokushibo. He has mist breathing. I made him in replica of one of the 7 ninja swordsmen, and he is very talented young specimen. And that's it. I don't really want to go on from here. So, the Third Hokage puts down the files and tries to think on what to do with them, and Naruto comes up with the idea. Let them stay with me, and you can tell the press what actually happened. It's not going to be a huge flashback. They obviously have amazing powers. And I now realized I didn't explain none of the powers that I wanted for the Titans. Oh my damn god! You know what? It's okay. So let's start with Zero Two, because she was the first one. So with Zero Two, she has the power of 01. Alright, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I really wish I could just pause this thing. Honestly, I really have a problem with Sorry, guys. I had to help my grandmother or something. So, the third Hokage thinks about Naruto's idea and does decide that it's the best course of action because there's really nothing else to do. So, he decides that Naruto's right. He then sets up where they can live with Naruto and given funding just like how Naruto is. Just know the third Hokage is not a good guy to Naruto, but he does have morality for other people other than Naruto. He took Naruto's idea because it made sense and it was logical. He's not an idiot. He doesn't like Naruto, but he's not an idiot. Most of the time. Anyways, so Naruto tells them, explains what he did. He explains that no one in the village knows what he can do, and he wants it to keep that way. So if you do talk, I'll kill you. He makes it very clear that he doesn't want anybody figuring out what happens. Yurichi and most of the other people really didn't have a problem with this. Levi did didn't like how Naruto threatened him, but he realized that he'll be fighting a losing battle because one, he's not in his original body, and two, Naruto just gave off a presence where he's just stronger than you. Like, it just makes you feel like, damn, I'm gonna really be this nigga's bitch. Like, it just feels like Naruto's gonna treat you that way, off of first glance. But people like 02 and Mikasa have a different outlook to it. I was just explaining their powers. Oh my god, I'm so fucking stupid. Anyways, I'll get back to that. And Naruto tries to explain what their powers are now and explains to them how he did it. They all accept what their new powers, and the people that have Titan abilities, which will be Ymir, 02, Annie, Ymir and Annie, but also 02 also have something similar to their ability. So look, I'm just gonna basically explain all of them at the same time because they're basically all the same, basically. So their powers are. Let's start with 02. 02 basically has her Clactazor in or Franks. I don't know. I can't remember. In a separate dimension where she can summon parts of it, but at her current state, she can't summon all of it. So she can summon like the hand, the snake on its body, with where 01 or it was 01. Basically, she has her Clactazor, which is black and blue. Yeah, she has her Clactazor, so it's way stronger than her normal Franks. Along with her snake and the other things that she had. She can summon his hands, some of his blasters, but not everything. With Annie, she can summon parts of the female Titan, but obviously not all, and that's kind of it. But Ymir, she can summon her founding Titan and kind of summon some stuff. Like, she can do some shit. Like, she has all the Titan powers combined into one, so she can do some shit. She can control heavy hands. Now, Naruto tells them that if they're gonna live here, if they're gonna live into this room, because he does explain that he doesn't technically live here anymore. He has another house that no one knows about except one person, and he doesn't feel like telling them who that person is, and that they're gonna need to fix the place. Naruto starts writing down some stuff and telling them to get these items and meet back here. And he gives them money to buy these items, and they go off to buy these items. Then Naruto starts replacing some wood in the floor, breaking down some walls, using clones of himself, and to do this, and just starts breaking down the walls and everything else until every floor is just one floor. Naruto starts. Some people come back with the wood and stuff that he wanted, the paint and everything, with the couches, everything. He then starts replacing everything, getting now the walls made out of black wood, which is stronger and more denser and more sound observant. So what you say in this house will never leave out the outside of the door. So if someone was hiding there, it wouldn't really work. He replaced the railings with golden wooden ornate, golden wood, and basically the roofs with golden tiles. So no, the railings and the roof tiles are now golden, and the rest of the house is black. Naruto, this gets finished in a couple of 3 days, and now the place looks entirely different with multiple rooms, and the last floor, technically the first floor is basically all cleaned out. It is just a training room primarily. It's just a training room. And everyone is kind of happy with the new living situation. It's not great, but it's also not bad. So Naruto is planning on going back to his house until some of the girls follow him, and it's time for the 18 only part. Just viewer discretion. You know the vibe, right? You know the vibe. So people like Mikasa over the 3 days has got to know and kind of like Naruto. It's come to the point where they have been fantasizing about how Naruto is, but they do know certain things about him that he doesn't share with other people. They do notice that Naruto personality is very different towards people you trust and people like Shikamaru and his sister, which we'll get back into in the third episode of this, because I don't want to talk about her right now, because it's kind of his actual sister, and I've taken a big leap of a lot of things, but I am not all that ready, because I'm just be perfectly honest, it's Naruto's actual sister. I'm gonna make him her actual sister, so it will be Sweet Home Alabama and this bullshit and this shit. But I want to prepare myself for that, because all other times I've been like, damn, that's just his sister. This is kind of his fake stepsister thing. But now I'm going all in, and I'm kind of really, I don't say weirded out, but kind of indifferent on it. So I need to get some time. So this is why she's not in this episode. And this episode is not really battle oriented. It's just shit happening. So Naruto goes back to his mansion, Japanese mansion thing, and he does notice that they're following people like Annie, 02, and Mikasa. They go into Naruto's house and into Naruto's bed. Naruto noticed them as they came into the room, but pretended like sleeping. 02 doesn't waste any time, and he just takes off her clothes and gets on top of Naruto, kissing him, hoping to wake him up, but Naruto doesn't budge. He knows that if he does wake up, that things might escalate further than needed to, but he also didn't know that Mikasa and Annie have no chill, so they just get straight into giving him that Gaga 9000. I know this is very bland and kind of probably sounds boring, but hey, I was even planning on making a video today, so 18 only parts are not kind of good today, okay? Bob, check me next week, because I have to do what Naruto had the sacred gear. Oof. I have to get working on that fucking thumbnail. Oh my god, that thumbnail is horrible. I just threw together a bunch of things at one time. I think it's horrible. But Mikasa is giving Naruto that Gaga 1000 until Naruto actually comes in her mouth. But he is still rock hard, so Annie gets her turn. But unlike Mikasa, she sits on top of Naruto, but she doesn't put his dick inside of her. She just slowly grinds on Naruto's dick. But this now Naruto knows that there's no avoiding it. If he just pretends to keep sleeping at this point, it won't be believable. So Naruto opens his eyes like he was never even sleeping and just looks at them. But this is the first time Naruto's ever had a blush on his face. Yeah, Naruto's blushing, and he has this like he not even he knows how to describe it. It's this awkward, not awkward, but embarrassment kind of face. He's not embarrassed technically, but he has an embarrassed type face. Because remember, Naruto is technically still a human being. He's not no monster, no Giga Chad yet. He's just a human being at this point. But like, for now, that black heart coming in soon, you know. Yeah, it's gonna be a cold, cold world when you literally have a black ass heart. But I'm done. I'm done. So Naruto just grabs Annie's ass and just starts going down on her, like putting in that work, and also at the same time feeling up Mikasa and kissing Zero Two. Naruto comes inside of her, and the night ends. So this is also the end of the video, and I know, it's short. Go fuck off. Do you script these things? I thought so. I just wanted to bring in the new idea I had. Tell me if you liked it or not. If you didn't like it, well, fuck you. I'm kidding. But, you know, it's always that type of time. See you in my next video. What if Naruto? No, I'm not gonna cock these like that. I'm not. I'm gonna show you. Because I'm a nice guy. Okay. I'm gonna show you what's coming up. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, you see that? You see that thumbnail? Bro, don't ever understand me, bro. Yeah, but we all know. People been asking me for my regular Ragnarok motives and Adam motives, because Adam is my favorite character in regular Ragnarok. We all know that nigga should have won that fight. The only reason Zeus won was because of plot. If this man kept going, he would have won the whole thing, no doubt. I'm just saying, the only reason Adam died is because of plot. And if anybody comes and beats Zeus, just know the only reason they were able to is because of plot. And Adam should have won that whole thing. And if you were just gonna bring in Adam, at least bring him near the end, because Adam was such a goat. I had to see this bummy ass swordsman come in, which is also just ass. I just want to make this very clear. The other swordsman, his ass, he got beat by the god of water. Fuck that nigga, bro. He's trash. But enough with my rant. I get into that rant when I get into this what if. But that's all for today, and I hope you have a good day and a peaceful night, because someone's gonna beat your ass tomorrow. I don't know who it is, and I ain't no snitch. Okay, just saying. Somebody might come into your room and beat that ass. Just saying. Not a fact, but just saying. So you better check your ops, bro. You better check your ops. But that's it